everyone, it's Irene, and I have another project I'd like to share with you today. I made a 6x9 junk journal for a very special friend, and she doesn't know she's getting this, but I hope she likes it when she receives it and fills it up with some mementos, memories, wish lists, a bucket list, pictures, what have you, and I hope she likes it. It was a labor of love. Let me just show you some of the things I used. First, I'll start off by showing everyone this envelope. It's a 6x9, and it does come with a metal clasp. And what I like to do is I like to work with fabric because I have a lot of it from being a quilter. And here's some just scraps of fabric that I have. And I use my Heat and Bond, and there's the name of the product. And this is the light version. But what it is on the bumpy side you see there, that's the glue. And I iron the bumpy side to the wrong side of the fabric, and when I lift this release paper, you get glue on the fabric, and it's just a great way to adhere it to anything really. And I iron it onto the fabric, make a nice adhesion there, and this is what I come up with right here. This is the front cover, and there's a charm that I made. Collected these things over a period of time. This used to be a keychain. I did some beading here. This little booklet has 2 signatures that I sewn in. That's the back of the book. I did do sewing on my machine all the way around, and it's pretty chunky. I hope she likes chunky. Some of the things I also used in here is I got some of these cupcake toppers. They come on a toothpick, and I take a heat gun to it and gently release the toothpick out of there so I save the integrity of the pick, and I make it into paper clips. Here's my paper clip, and I do back it up with a piece of foam, and it molds around the paper clip, and I use hot glue. People ask me what I use hot glue, and it's not going anywhere. It's a very good adhesion, and it could be used quite often, and it stays quite well. So look at your cupcake toppers as different ways of using them in projects, and one way is to alter them into a paper clip. I also use some of these wine charms. I don't drink any wine, but I did see these. I think it was, gosh, I want to say Michael's maybe, Hobby Lobby. And these were actually wine charms. It did have a little ring to go around the wine glass. I took those off, and I used these charms in this particular junk journal. And some of this clip art I got from Michael's. Really pretty, very colorful. And same with these sacks. Very fun. And then I used these pads that you keep on your fridge as my journaling spots. And I chose this one and this one. Very cute and festive. So I hope she likes what I put together for her. Like I said, it's a surprise. She has no clue she's getting it. And so let's go into it, shall we? So like I said, here's a charm made out of a key charm. I took off the chain and just put some beads on here. And here's the inside. And pretty much the book is the same throughout, but I use some Project Life journaling cards as my tuck spots. This is a piece of paper I have from Jolie's that I've glued inside. Here's that sack that I made into a pocket. And then I also use my leftover fabric. I made them into journaling spots on index cards, and I just iron that on. And it just gives you a different way of making journaling spots and be able to use up all those scraps. And here are the paper. Here's the journaling pads I used. And I did a dyed doily spiderweb from Michael's, and one of these fabric tags. And my dyed paper here. And I used the 28-pound paper, and it holds up really well. But this has a lot of tuck spots, a lot of places for pictures. I left quite a few things blank, and it was a lot of fun. Here's one of those paper clips. Fabric spots here. And then this is a little envelope, and there's a tuck spot here behind the purple, and then there's a tuck spot behind the envelope here, so she can actually tuck in a couple times. Let me see if I can get something. So there's a tuck spot in this envelope here, and then there's one right here too. So it's a double secret spot, and then there's also a secret spot right here. And then these are really dimensional stickers right here. Really pretty. There's one of these charms that I put on the paper clip, and they all just hang out. They're tucked in right now and hiding, but they're there. There they are. This is a chunky monkey little journal. So here they are. I hope that shows up. I try to use it. Here's, oh, before I go ahead, here's another little text spot areas with pockets, and then I left it here. But I made a lot of areas for her to write in. And then this is a little fold out with pockets that she can tuck in things. And then also there's a text spot here on top. And then here's one of those paper clips. Very fun, very colorful. These are really fun to put together. Great way to use up paper pads that are sitting in our stash. Use up those charms in a different way. This one just doesn't want to stay cut. There you go. Very, very pretty. And one of these little sacks. You can check in here, and there's a little tuck in here. And there's also an area here she can tuck in. So I hope she has a good time filling it up with her memories, her thoughts. A lot of fun. And here's the end. And then I tucked in some extra goodies for her in here. And then there's the lid of the envelope. And there's no closure on here because I meant it to be on a table, just sitting like this for her to enjoy. She can use it or not. Maybe just open it up and check out the pages like I do. I have a hard time writing in these now because they're such work of art that when they are gifted to you, they're so much fun. But if she uses it, that'd be great. I know she will. She's a writer. Me, not so much. I'm just a collector of all these papers, all these coffee dyeing, lovely papers that crinkle and make beautiful noise. I just love it. So I hope you guys check it out. Try your hand at some fabric, at some heat and bond. Look at your envelopes in a different way. Don't forget those cupcake picks. You can make altered paper clips out of them. It's a lot of fun. I sure enjoy using them in a different way. I hope you guys recreate it and do it yourself also. Show me what you guys come up with. Love to see it. Thanks so much for everyone for stopping by. Hope everyone's having a great evening and take really good care. Bye-bye.